Okay, hey, what's up, guys? It's Jamie. It is Martin Luther King Day here, and the markets are closed. Got a little snow, not too bad, but we've gotten it pretty easy so far this year. So I don't really have any stock stuff to talk about because I'm kind of like just watching how things play out. I live in a very rural area. The town I live in is right where Wilmington, Mass, Burlington, Billerica, Bedford. I'm like right on the line of Burlington and Wilmington. So where I live, there's a lot of trees. I live on a conservation lands behind me, and there is these rabbits. Right, there's all kinds of animals, but I see rabbits a lot. And when I pull home late at night, there'll be several rabbits that will look, right, and they want to see what I'm doing. So they're really paying attention if I'm going to come get them, right, I guess is what they're looking for, predators, and they're ready to run off, right, in just a moment into the woods. So I think a lot of customers right now, as the job cuts are happening, right, people are getting laid off in all different businesses. There's all kinds of job reports where they're laying off 5%, 10%, 15%, 12%. And I'm not here to give all that data, right? You can find it, but that's what's going on. So, is there a hard recession coming? I don't know. Maybe. I can definitely see it where I'm working, business pulling back, year over year. What I did, I'm like drastically off, so far for what I did the previous year. And I'm not shocked. This is part of why we say, hey, be prepared. Be careful of how your spending goes, right? There's the wife and I were looking at remodeling a kitchen in one of the properties. And to remodel a kitchen, I don't know, it can be anywhere from 20 grand to 120 grand. It just depends on the material and appliances and, like how crazy you want to get. But this one would probably be in the, I want to say anywhere from 40 to 60, most likely. That's what it would be. And I'm always like, well, I'm not borrowing money to do that. But if I spend the money, I'm like, is that the right thing to do right now? Versus when you have more of an abundance, things are going a little better. Is it necessary for this property right now to do that? And these are things I think about, right? Like I have to be careful because you spend some money here, you spend some money there, and then you get jammed up, and then you're like, oh my goodness, I probably should have been a little bit more hesitant on certain things. And I think this may be the sentiment of a lot of customers right now. People, the buyers, the retail. I don't mean the retail investors. I'm talking about people out there in the market. And I see people out at restaurants, at the mall. I think people are still spending, but I think there's still some hesitation with certain, like in our business. I see people paying cash, putting a lot of money down because they don't want high interest. They want to spend some of that money, right? So I don't know. I'm as just a guy who is goes to work and has some side hustles and some things that I make money from, and I try to just grow it. I'm very observant, like those little rabbits, of what's going on. I'm really paying attention to the market predator, so to speak, of how things can go sideways very quick. Like the last few months, especially the last month, I mean, I got crushed just with Tesla. Like, I mean, massively crushed. I did not expect such a big unwind. And I got caught with my my pants down, so to speak. Just completely blindsided. And again, not that I'm shocked because these things happen, but I was still surprised. I wasn't shocked, meaning like these things can happen, but I was a little surprised because I didn't expect it to be so rapid. And when you lose money in a company that you're investing some of your money in and it loses its value, I mean, maybe you aren't planning to touch the money, but it's still not a good feeling, right? It's still not a good feeling to know. It's like if you deposit your money into a checking account and it's pending and you can't access the money, or if something happened and they have to do an investigation and they're like, oh, we need to see what's going on with your money, and you're like, oh man, I know it should be okay. I'm insured. I know that everything's legit. It's still not a good feeling, right? When it comes to your your money that you trade your time for, and your energy, to make money for you and your family. Whether it's just living day to day, or if it's investing, right, in long term, and you're like, I've been investing for the past 5, 10, 20 years, and you see a huge decline, a lot of red or big percentages down. I don't care who you are. It's not a good feeling, for anybody. So anyway, that's my thought right now going into the week here. There is a saying, how do you eat an elephant? You ever hear that? Something to that regard. And the answer is one bite at a time. So I don't want to get ahead of myself. I try to be patient and chew my food, so to speak, right? Because if you try to bite off more than you can chew, you're going to choke. You got to take a breath, relax, breathe, look at the scenario, right? Plan out your moves, have an exit, right? Like if I go into something, I do my best to try to say, okay, what's worst case scenario, and what's my exit? How do I get out? Whatever it might be. A lot of people that are very successful practice this, and I think there's a reason, they do that. When they build a building, right, there's a fire escape, right? You hope there's not a fire. You don't want there to be a fire, but if there is, you want to make sure that, it's not even an option. You have to have an escape, right? There's got to be a route if you go into a building where people can get out in case of a fire. So it's no different when you get investing your money somewhere. If you're like, hey, it's safe in the bank. Well, yes, okay, it might be, but you're losing value. It's safe in this investment. Yep, but the company could experience some turmoil and it might pull back. Your shares could be worth less than what you bought them for, and so on and so forth. So you may not be completely safe, but if you're aware of what's going on, it's kind of like being on a boat where you get some waves that toss you around, or on a plane that gets a little turbulence. It comes with the journey, So hope you guys have a good Martin Luther King's Day, and I'll see you guys next video.